It's singing time. We're going to learn a new song. Let's sing together. God was so very sad. People became so bad. He decided he would start over. There was a faithful man, and he could lend a hand. This faithful man was known as Noah. Noah was told by God that there would be a flood to clear the world from all its evil. Noah must build an ark through daylight and through dark before the rain starts a-falling. So up came the animals marching two by two. Down came the rain and flooded the world right through. Out came the sunshine, and that's when Noah knew God saved them all from the flood. Animals of every kind, two of each is what you find, laid their way on in board. The rain then came to sight for 40 days and nights, and all on board were saved. So up came the animals marching two by two. Down came the rain and flooded the world right through. Out came the sunshine, and that's when Noah knew God saved them all from the flood. Then sunshine finally came, just like God had arranged, and the rain finally ended. Water began to dry, a rainbow in the sky welcomed them all back to land. So out came the animals marching two by two. The rain ended and the floods had dried up too. Out came a rainbow and sunshine flooded through. God saved them all from the flood. So out came the animals marching two by two. The rain ended and the floods had dried up too. Out came a rainbow and sunshine flooded through. God saved them all from the flood. God saved them all from the flood. God saved them all from the flood.
Hi kids, it's story time. Today we are going to learn about another character in the Bible called Noah. Let's see what the story of Noah is all about in Genesis chapters 6 to 9. Now during Noah's lifetime, people were acting very wickedly. There were a lot of violence in the earth. Violence means to hurt or damage or kill someone or something. This made God very unhappy. It made him sad because people were thinking more about themselves than about God. Noah, however, was a good man who loved and obeyed God, and God loved Noah very much too. Actually, God loved all the people as much as he loved Noah. But at the time, only Noah was obedient and listening to God. God told Noah to build an ark. Ark is a big boat. God gave him all the instructions as to how to build the ark, the design, the measurements, and all the details for the ark. He even told him what material to use to build the ark. So Noah followed God's plan and instructions and built a boat that was 1.5 football fields long. Children, have you seen a football field? I am sure you have seen it on TV. So it was one plus another half of a football field long. Now that's a huge boat. Noah's neighbors laughed at him because there wasn't any water, because where they lived was a desert. But God told Noah that a great flood was coming. Noah tried to warn the people to change their ways so that they could hear God too. But they wouldn't listen. They just kept on with their selfish, evil lives. God asked Noah to collect 2 of all creatures of the earth and bring them into the ark. Pairs of each kind of animal were put safely inside the ark before it began to rain. Noah's wife and his 3 sons, and their wives were also safe on the boat. When everyone was abroad, God shut the door. Noah and his family and the animals lived in the ark for 7 days before the first raindrops fell. God had told him it would begin to rain after 7 days. Then it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. Soon the earth was covered with water. After it stopped raining, the water continued to rise for 150 days. The ark landed at the mountain range of Ararat during the 7th month of the flood. The Bible says God remembered Noah and all those with him in the ark, and God sent a big wind, and the water began to evaporate. To evaporate means for liquid to turn to vapor. So the water turned into vapor and started to disappear. Noah and the floating zoo had to stay in the ark for several more months while the earth slowly dried out. Finally, Noah sent a raven out of the ark's window to look for the land. A raven is a bird that is black and looks similar to a crow, but bigger than a crow. Now the raven never returned. Probably it got caught or lost in the water because dry land or trees were still covered, and it had no place to rest. Noah waited another week for the water level to go down, and then sent a dove to do the same thing. A dove is a bird similar to a pigeon, but it is white in color. Now the dove couldn't find a place to rest as well, and so it returned to the ark. Another week passed, and then Noah sent the dove out again. This time it came back with an olive branch. Noah now knew that the water was low enough for a tree branch to show. When Noah sent off the dove a week later, it didn't return. The dove had found a place to live on dry land. Although Noah and his family and the animals lived on the ark for 1 year, 1 month, and 27 days, it was now time for all the creatures and Noah's family to move out of the ark, and God told Noah to come out with his family and all animals with him, and so Noah and his family and the animals came out of the ark. They needed to start life over again, and everyone left the ark. Noah offered an offering to God and prayed to God to thank God for keeping them safe. Then God made a covenant with Noah. A covenant is an agreement or a promise. This was God's covenant and promise that he would never flood the whole earth ever again. Suddenly, a bright rainbow filled the sky. The rainbow was the token of this covenant. Little children, have you seen a rainbow? It is very beautiful. A rainbow is made up of 7 colors: violet or purple, indigo, a very dark blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. A rainbow always appears after the rain. Now God made this covenant with Noah about approximate 4,000 years ago, and till today the rainbow always appears after the rain. Until today the whole earth has never been flooded like the days of Noah, as God promised, showing that God remembered his promise, and he is also always faithful to keep his promises. So children, this is the story of Noah. Now let's see what are the lessons we learn from this story and from the character of Noah. Noah loved God and obeyed God. He lived a righteous life. He had faith in God. Even in an odd situation of having to build an ark in the desert, he trusted God. He had faith in God. He believed that what God had told would come to pass. Even people laughed at him. He did not care. He only cared about being obedient to God. Noah listened to God. God is the one who always spoke and told everything, while Noah only listened and never questioned, but just did what God told him to do. Even after coming out of the ark, Noah did not boast about what he had done or that everyone was saved because he built the ark. But Noah offered an offering to God and thanked God for saving them, and through the offering, he acknowledged that it was God who saved them and not anything Noah had done. He did not take any praise, but praised God. Noah had a right life, a right relationship, and a right walk with God. So God talked with Noah, and Noah heard God. This righteousness of Noah saved him and his family from the great flood. So children, we should live a righteous life like Noah did, and love God and obey him, trust him and have faith in him. No matter what and whatever God tells us to do, we should be able to hear God speaking and learn to listen to him and never question him, because God is always right. And what he says he will also do, and what he promises he will also fulfill. Children, just like you see how God took care of Noah and all with him, from the time they got into the ark, all through the flood, and then remembered them and dried down the waters and brought them out of the ark to dry land safely. Even so, God will carry us through all our problems until we are safe. If we love and obey God, and when you're faithful to God, God will always. If we love and obey God, and when you're faithful to God, God will also be faithful to bless you and always remember his promises to you for many generations to come. Like Noah, we should not boast about what we did or do, but rather offer our praise and thanksgiving to God and acknowledge God in everything. So children, hope you learned a valuable lesson from the story of Noah. Until we meet again with another lesson, God bless you all.
Hi children, it is craft time. So today we're going to do a very beautiful and exciting craft. Are you ready for it? Let's see what are the tools that we need for this craft. Okay, as you can see here, we need a hard sheet where I have taken blue color, and it would be good if you could take a shade of blue, because we would be using it as a background for the sky. Okay, so any shade of blue, but make sure that it is a hard sheet. Then you need a green colored soft paper. Any green is okay, whatever is available to you. You can even use crepe paper because it's obviously going to be the grass. Okay. Then we need, you might need a ruler, scissor, black pen because we're going to write something, and then a pencil, a ribbon, and I've taken a pen knife here. If you don't have a pen knife, at the craft, while we're doing the craft, I will let you know what you can use instead. Okay. So a pen knife, and then there's two kinds of glue here. Whatever glue is available to you, and also make sure that whatever you're going to stick gets stuck with whatever glue you have. Okay. And then you need a puncher. Okay. So let's get started with the craft. Now the first and foremost thing that we're going to do is we're going to first puncture the blue sheet and tie our ribbon. That's going to be the first thing that we're going to do. Why? Because we're going to stick some pictures, and maybe while sticking, like after you stick, you won't be able to punch the sheet. So let's do that first. Okay. I hope that's somewhere in the center. And then tie the ribbon. Okay, so that's done. The second thing that you need to do is take your green sheet of paper and I need you to cut a shape like this. Okay, now this is very simple. They are not wavy or curvy like the sea waves. Okay, if you look at the pattern, you just need to do a slight curve, that's it, and then it's a bit taller on this one edge and it's short on the other edge. Okay, so I think this pattern is very easy for you. You can just cut, and it need not be exactly like this, but just make sure it's something like this. Okay, so that's the second thing that we are going to do. After you've cut this green sheet of paper, you're going to stick it. Now make sure that your green paper, now I've taken both in A4 sizes. Okay, so this is fitting the blue sheet exactly. So make sure that it's fitting exactly. Now we're going to first stick this onto the blue sheet. Make sure you glue all the four sides so that it sticks well. Okay, stick it right at the bottom on the edge. Okay, once you're done with that, the next thing that we're going to do is, let me tell you what we need next. Okay, next we need lots of pictures of animals. Okay, because the craft that we're going to do is Noah's Ark, and you know the Ark had lots of animals. So what animals you need, it's totally up to you. I have taken lots of animals. Now make sure, you know, don't crowd the page. Okay, don't crowd the page. Just make sure that you've taken enough of animals just to fill it. Okay, because we know the Ark had lots of animals, right? Okay, so let me show you the animals that I've taken. I've taken zebras, I've taken monkeys. I hope you can see them. Okay, and I've taken cute little squirrels and birds. Okay, giraffe, just to show you some. Okay, and also we need people. Okay, so now for this, actually I would recommend, since you're little children and I think you'll like to draw and color, so I would prefer if you can draw, just do the drawing and color them, cut them and stick them. If not, you can take printouts of whatever animals you like and also of people like this. We need 4 of them. Okay, let me show you. I have 2 here and I have 1 more here and there's 2 more here. Okay, and some of them are with animals and some animals are separate. Okay, so either you can take printouts and color them and cut them, but don't take colored printouts, because you know, I think as little children it would be really nice if you could draw, but if you cannot draw, you can take printouts but still color it yourself. All of these pictures I have taken printouts and colored them myself, so I think you will enjoy it even more. Okay, so we need lots of animals and pictures like this, because this here is Noah and his sons and their wives. Okay, so you need the family of Noah also, and then color them. Then you need a rainbow with 2 clouds like that, and you need a sun with a cloud like that. Okay, that's about it. Yes, you need an ark, that's the most important thing. So we've got a small cute ark over here. It's very easy. You can take a look at it and draw. It's similar like a boat, it's just that it's huge, and then color it in brown color and put black lines and draw the door as it is. You can see a curve here, right? The other thing is that I've added some stones, some rocks. Okay, even that you can cut it in white paper, color it in gray color and then outline it in black, or else if you have gray paper, you can use that. Okay, now the thing what I've done here is, for easiness, I've already stuck these pictures to each other to be as one piece, so that it's easy to put onto the main sheet. Okay. So it's not really compulsory, but and the reason that I've got rocks here and stones is because Noah's Ark rested on a mountain area. So I just wanted to add some rocks to give it like a mountainy effect. Okay. So that's about all the things that you need. Take lots of animals, lots of birds, okay, whatever you like, and take 2 of each. Okay. Noah's Ark had 2 of each animal. Now the next thing is we just need to get started with the sticking of all these pictures. It's totally up to you where you want it to be stuck. Now if you've made your this hard sheet same like this, then I would suggest that you put the ark over here right on the corner. That is where I have intended it to be. Okay, now the rest of the animals you can place wherever you want to place them. Just make sure that though the picture looks full, don't let it look too much crowded. Okay, okay. Then it's to be blanks here and there. Okay. So first thing we're going to stick is we're going to stick the ark. All right. So let's take. Okay. And we're going to place the ark right towards this top part, and a little bit of the ark will be jutting out. Okay, see, out of the sheet. That's okay. Okay, just to give it a real, good look. Okay. Now the next thing, I'm going to place them one by one. Let me put them right down here. Okay, and then I'm going to stick the zebra next. I'm going to put the zebra here. It's always good if you first, before sticking, just place all the pictures and see if they're going to fit in there, and then start sticking them. Okay. And then I'm going to stick these 2 over here, and before that I want to stick the giraffe, sorry, okay, right over here. Okay, and let's stick the other one somewhere there, kind of overlapping the first one, bit down, overlapping the first one. Okay, so the giraffe and zebra is done. Next thing is I'm going to stick these 2 over here. And then let's take Noah. Okay, and then next I'll stick the 2 rabbits. Okay, next comes these 2. Okay, there with the tigers. So you can draw them whatever way you like to. Keep them down here. Okay, I want my flamingos to be somewhere over here, so let's stick them.
That's where I want them to be. I think they look beautiful. Okay, next we are going to stick the crocodiles. Yeah, one over here and the other one right over here. Okay, now we've got, okay, let's stick the monkeys. Aren't they cute? I think they're cute. Okay, let's stick them. Okay, and then we're left with these two. So we are done with these animals. Now I've got the squirrels here. I will be sticking them up here. I want them to be on top of the ark, all right? I think that will look cute. So, yeah. So let's stick them. Okay. I think that looks cute. Now we're done with this. The next thing is the sun, the rainbow, and the birds. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is, now the sun will also be a bit out of the paper. Okay, that's okay. It'll look natural. Okay, and we want the rainbow to be somewhere over here. Now the rainbow will also come out of the paper. That's fine. This is the reason why I wanted you to punch the paper first, because once the rainbow comes, you won't be able to do it. So just work this out and see whether they are in place. That's how we want the sun and the rainbow to look. Okay. Now you can take this rainbow according to whatever size you want to. Always make sure there are 7 colors in the rainbow. Okay, that's purple, dark blue, light blue, there's green, yellow, orange, and red. Okay. Now before we stick the birds, first we want to work with this. Now there's a little something that we're going to do over here, which will make this craft even more exciting. Now this is the point. Just see where you want the sun to be. Okay. And now what you've got to do is, using your ruler, just try to measure out the size of your rainbow. Okay. Need not be perfect, but if you can see, it's about 2.5. Okay, 2.5. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to draw a line up to 2.75 or something like that, so that you get an idea out of it. Okay. So I want to draw that line right behind over here. Okay, somewhere over here. So I will first draw it with the pencil. Okay. Make sure you're not going to the edge. Okay. And this is where I'm going to use my pen knife. Okay. Now at this point, children, please take the assistance of your parents, your mommy or daddy. Let them do this work. But I will also show you, in case you're going to use a scissor, how you can do it. Okay, let me first do this. So parents, if you're watching this, please assist your children at this point. Don't let them use the pen knife. Okay. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to cut a slit across this portion. Okay, let's see whether it's got cut a little more. Okay, so that is the reason we needed the pen knife. But if you don't have a pen knife, I'll just show you what you can do is you draw your line, okay. You draw your line and then just around the center you fold your paper, okay. Just don't fold the whole paper, just only this point, okay. Fold that point and take your scissor and then just cut that portion, okay. Just cut over that line, and when you do that you have the slit, okay. This is if you are using the scissor, but the reason why I use the pen knife is because this sheet is hard, okay, and it's difficult to fold. If you fold it, the mark will be there. So if you're using a lighter paper, then yes, you can use this method with the scissor, okay. So now that is done. Now the next thing we are going to do is take the rainbow and insert it. Now when you are inserting it, be careful not to tear the rainbow, okay. Pull it slowly, just take your own time, okay, and then push it in, push it completely in, okay. Now the next thing you're going to do is, okay, stick this in such a way. It's okay if a part of the cloud at the back can be seen, okay. Now you're going to stick this over this, but make sure that you are not covering the slit or this or sticking over this cloud, okay. Okay, so you're just going to stick the down portion and leave this space for this, okay. So this is where I want this cloud to be or the sun to be, okay. So let's just stick only this portion. Okay, just make sure that you're not stuck on the other thing, yes. Okay, now it's done. There is one more thing that you need to do, that is, we need to write something in this cloud. So let's write that first, okay. We still have a little more work to do. So we're going to write in your own handwriting, well, the covenant or the promise that God gave to Noah after the flood. So this is written in Genesis chapter 9, 8 to 17, okay, and the token of that covenant is the rainbow, and the covenant is God will never again destroy the whole earth with a flood. Okay. Now you're done with the writing. Now let's lastly stick our cute birds. Okay, let's stick them quickly so that we're done with the craft. Okay, let's have a bird there. Okay, and let's stick a bird on this. Okay, and another cute small little bird over there. And there are two more birds. Let's stick them somewhere over here. Okay, and we need to do one more thing, that is we just need to draw them legs. Okay, and then it's done. Okay, so tuck this in behind. Okay, and then what you're going to do is, so our craft is complete. Okay, okay, you know, after the flood, okay, the rain stopped, and the ark stopped on a mountain, and the animals and Noah's family came out, and the sun was shining, and Noah thanked God for saving them, and up in the sky out came a rainbow. Okay, I think that looks beautiful, and the rainbow was the token that God gave for the promise that God made, that God would never again destroy the whole earth with a flood. So I think this looks beautiful. You can just tuck the rainbow in and then tuck it back out. So I think this looks beautiful with the cute birds. So this is our craft for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I think it looks beautiful. Isn't it exciting? Okay, you can always tuck this in, and then you can say, out came the rainbow, and that was God's promise. I think it looks beautiful. So children, I hope you were excited with this. Please draw and color the pictures by yourself, and write that by yourself, and make this. I think it's really beautiful and exciting. So God bless you all until we meet again with another beautiful craft. God bless you, and have a nice weekend.
Let us pray. Dear God, help us to love and obey you, and have faith and trust in you, no matter what you tell us to do, so that we may receive your blessings and promises all life through. Amen. Amen.